Good evening, everyone. A big welcome to CDL's International Women's Day event. My name is Marilyn, and I'm from the CDL Sustainability team. If it's your first time here at the SSA, a big welcome. Designed and built by CDL with industry partners in 2017, the SSA is the first major people, public, and private ground-up initiative and zero-energy facility in Singapore dedicated to capacity building and thought leadership for climate action and social causes. We expanded our space with the addition of our annex last July. So combined, the SSA and the annex have since hosted over 1,200 sustainability-related training programs and advocacy events and has welcomed over 43,000 attendees. This year's International Women's Day themes, Accelerate Action and March Forward for All Women and Girls, encourages women to lead in emerging industries, break barriers, foster female entrepreneurship, and drive economic empowerment and innovation. For many women executives accustomed to a fast-paced and dynamic lifestyle, the prospect of retirement can bring both emotional and financial challenges. With the average life expectancy for Singaporean women at 86 years and the retirement age currently set at 63, most women will need to plan for approximately 23 years of post-retirement living. The transition to retirement can lead to feelings of isolation and loss of purpose, especially for those whose identities are tied closely with their careers. Nearly 7 in 10 Singaporeans aged between 52 and 62 expect to require some form of assistance during retirement, with close to half anticipating the need for emotional or mental health support. Social isolation is also projected to increase for the aging population. More are staying at home and going out less. This can then lead to negative consequences, such as a greater risk of depression and cognitive decline. By 2030, about 24% of Singapore's population is expected to be above age 65 and above, which is roughly 1 in 4 people. This is exactly why we're here today. This pressing social issue cannot be overlooked, especially as we celebrate International Women's Day. Today's event, featuring Ms Lim Sau Hoong, and her insights on creating an exciting and purposeful post-retirement career aligns perfectly with the themes of this year to accelerate action and march forward for all women and girls, empowering women to thrive at every stage of their life. I would like to now introduce our special guest today, Lim Sau Hoong, the creator of the World of Fenbao. Ms. Lim is an acclaimed creative visionary and recipient of prestigious awards like the President's Design Award and Cannes Lions. Fenbao, an ambassador of kindness, curiosity, and playfulness, is inspired by diverse animation styles and the beauty of daily life. Just as International Women's Day champions female entrepreneurship and leadership, Fenbao embodies resilience, curiosity, and kindness, values that drive meaningful change. Now let's hear from Lim Sau Hoong herself on her inspiring journey and experience in creating an exciting and purposeful second career after retirement.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. Okay, I'm Sau Hoong. Most of my friends call me Shao Fen, my Chinese name. So feel free to call me either Sau Hoong or Shao Fen. I started my advertising career in 1988. But before that, I was in teaching for a short period of time. I didn't really enjoy teaching. Not because I don't like to teach. It's just that I love my students, but I just can't imagine myself carry on to teach for another 20 years, 30 years. So one day I just decided to quit teaching and went into advertising. By the way, I graduated from NUS. I did an arts and social science degree. And so a lot of Singaporeans remember me because of my work, not because of me. I'm going to show you a piece of work that I created in 1992. one of the boys is my son, the very first one. And he's a 37-year-old now, and I'm a grandmother. Caleb, the very first boy, is a father now, and they have a daughter, Eve. Eve is 14 months old. So I spend a lot of time playing with Eve every day. It's very tiring. It's worse than when I worked during my advertising career. The next commercial, a lot of people remember it. It is called Guinness Stout Ni Pa Hei Ma.
有什么好怕的？怕黑，那你不是白白的活着吗？
It should be hey, not a. But you know, during that time, some recording technology was not fantastic. And also, George Lam himself doesn't really speak Mandarin very well. I have to train him word by word, pronouncing all the Chinese words to him. So ended up, hey, he pronounced as a. So you know that Jack knew all this. They always poke fun of this commercial. They say, 你怕 A 吗? No, 我怕 B. Oh, no, 我怕 C. So that's because of his pronunciation. And the next commercial, actually I've produced more than 700 commercials. I can't feature all of them here. So I just picked a couple of commercials to show you. The next one, I shot this in Mongolia. We actually literally painted every single house. It is not like a post-production work that you added the colors. No, but I don't know. Now with AI, maybe you can just do it, you know, conveniently. But during our time in 1997, we went to Mongolia. We did our recce. We coordinated all the colors. We arranged for the paints to be shipped over, to be sent over to this place called Zhangjiakou. Then we went to Mongolia, Inner Mongolia, to paint the whole village. So that's how hard work is, really hard work. The next commercial is after I left Ogilvy. I mean, when I was in Ogilvy, I left, I think I produced more than 200-300 commercials. So after I left Ogilvy, I started my own agency called 10 AM Communications. It was like year 2000. So this is the very first commercial that I produced for my agency, for my client, Sony Ericsson. if you look at this commercial now, you think it's a little bit old-fashioned because the phones are still the clamshell style. I don't know whether you can remember during those good old days. A clamshell phone is considered as very stylish, right? Then the smartphone is wow, that's year 2002, my very first commercial from my own agency. And after that, okay, before that I did Bank of China. After Bank of China's clients saw my Guinness Stout, they approached me and asked me to do a brand campaign for them. I produced 4 thematic commercials for them. And these commercials, the Bank of China commercials, became like a top #1 commercials in the whole China. They played for about 10 years. Of course, they did not pay me the IP rights. You know, China during those good old days, they just take your work and they keep playing and playing. But I was quite honored because when a lot of my clients from China remember these commercials very well, and they approached me and offered me a lot of other projects. And after Bank of China, maybe I play a little bit, just one for you to, it's okay. I think I better don't show this. Hang on. Sorry for this. Okay, then I did the CCTV, the China TV station brand building campaign. I wrote a slogan, it's called 心有多大,舞台就有多大, meaning how big is your stage depends on how big is your heart. It's like literal translation, you know, and this slogan became #1 slogan in China. A lot of people remember me in China is because of this slogan. They feel very inspired. That was before China went into WTO. They decided to talk to their own locals that please dream big, and the world is your stage. Just go, be daring, be adventurous, travel out of China. So this is the 心有多大,舞台就有多大 commercial. Sorry, because I linked to Vimeo, so it's a bit disturbing. Then also did Capital Land branding campaign. Sorry, it's not CDL. It's building people. And I had an opportunity to work with Lee Kuan Yew, interviewed him, and did one for World Expo. I worked with Xiu Lian, she's sitting right here in front, that we worked together for the Singapore Pavilion as advisory committee members. And besides, I was the first to touch the iPad in Asia. When Steve Jobs was still alive, he found out that there's an agency in Asia, it's called 10M Communications. Our aesthetic style, our aesthetic language will be quite similar. We are quite similar to the Apple language. So they approached us. We did the iPad launch for Steve Jobs in Asia. And I didn't get a chance to see him, and what a pity. But I had a chance to work with the team in Cupertino. And also the Beijing Olympics. I was invited by Zhang Yimou, the director, to be their visual advisor to do the Beijing Olympics opening ceremony. My role is as a visual advisor. So a lot of my friends ask me, what exactly you do, you know, during Beijing Olympics? I say I just went in there. There are so many experts from all over the world, and the top artists, top creative people there working with Zhang Yimou. I say my role is a very, very small role. I play a very small role there. So every time when there's some ideas or some visual concepts, colors, Zhang Yimou will ask me, Xiaofen, what do you think? Nice or not nice? Then I just say, nice, not nice. So when I came back, my staff asked me, so boss, what is your role there? I just say nice and not nice. They say, wow, easy money. You really know how to con. You know, that's, I mean, it's a joke, but my role was just to make sure that the color combinations work well and the visual looks good, etc. Besides, we're also advisor for the China site World Expo. So these are the things that I have done before I retired. If you ask me, when is the date that I officially retired? Well, I can't remember exactly which day. My company was, I was very blessed. My company was acquired by a worldwide group, and officially I'm supposed to retire in 2012 because my company was acquired in 2008, and I was supposed to retire after 4 years, you know. But I decided to stay for another 2 more years. So 2014, officially or technically, I decided to retire. So today, our topic is about retirement. When I first retired, I was so happy because I know that from now onwards, I don't have to look at the alarm clock. You know, I don't have to set an alarm clock. I just sleep until I feel very happy. I wake up. I can do whatever I like. That's the beauty of being a retiree. I've done this for a couple of months. I traveled to New Zealand. I went to Korea for a few months. Very, very happy. Then one day, I woke up. I asked myself, is that all I want in life? You know, if I can live until 100 years and another half a century to go, oh no, the first half century I've done so much. Another half century, what am I going to do with my life? I started to panic. Then I started to do a lot of soul searching. I asked myself, what will make me happy? You know, what should I do? Then I remember when I was young, I loved drawing, I loved to illustrate, I love music. I enjoy playing the music, playing the piano a lot. But because of my career, I stopped playing piano for a long time. So I told myself, maybe I should pick up all these old habits again, or all hobbies again. So I went to Art Friends. I bought canvas, brushes, colors, and I started painting. So what can I paint, you know, with very little art foundation? I mean, I took art as an A-level subject before, but if you ask me about serious painting, actually I have no foundation. But then I told myself, what will make me happy? I just draw things that I like. Maybe that's the best way. So after that, I retire. I put in Chinese, 何以解忧，唯有退休, meaning how to make you happy. Just retire. You know, if you want to make yourself happy, just to retire. I mean, by the way, not everyone can just retire like this, right? Then you need to plan a lot. You need to actually think a lot. It's not just financial security. It's more than that. Your state of mind is very important. Are you psychologically prepared to retire at this age? Are you financially prepared to retire? And how about your friends, your colleagues that you used to have? All these have to take into consideration. So 2014, I decided to retire, and 2015 and 2016, I started to paint. I painted a lot, and huge paintings. I'm big, I'm rough, so you ask me to draw very small paintings, I can't. But if you ask me to draw big paintings, I could. And I know that if I make mistake, using oil, using acrylic, you can just cover it. So no fear, just start painting. So I started to paint more than 100 pieces. From 2016 to last year, I painted more than 100 pieces, and they're all huge pieces. I just show you some of them. Like this, some people say they look like, she looks like me. Not exactly, she's very slim, I'm not. And people ask me, why you never draw the face? I say, well, because it's too challenging for me. So I use a book to cover it. But then I post-rationalize it. I say, it's because I want to look forward. I look forward, no turning back, which is a good creative rationale to explain why all my hero in all my paintings always look forward. And I love flowers, I love nature. And some of the flowers I paint here, they are real flowers, inspiration from when I walked in botanic gardens. But most of the flowers are all in my dreams, or how I visualize, how I think of flowers. So this is a little bit Paranakan. Then I imagine it could be fireflies, it could be tropical flowers, one after another. These are just some examples. And finally, I decided to have my own exhibition. So last year, January, when SG Singapore, SG Art, Singapore Art Week approached me and asked whether I want to have my first exhibition, I said, why not? Take up the challenge. But the problem is, once I have decided to take up the challenge, I realized that, wow, so much work to do. It's not just placing your art pieces onto the gallery walls, but also a lot of planning, a lot of preparation work. But it was a very challenging experience and very rewarding. They also told me that there's a KPI. You have to sell your art pieces. I say, what? Sell art pieces? This is the first time I know that I can sell my art pieces. So I put the price tag there. Some of my friends here, they came to help me, be the ushers and help me to sell some of the art pieces. And the first day I invited about 50 guests. Ended up, I have 300 guests came. And second day I invited 60 and about another 300 to 400 guests came. And within 2 days, all the pieces are sold. And it is a good surprise to me. So my son said, Mommy, you can use this to make money, you don't really have to work anymore. But anyway, I just enjoy the whole process. And on top of it, I produced a movie. I was the wardrobe stylist for this, art director for this movie. I will encourage you not to watch it because it's actually quite a lousy movie. But then we nominated Golden Horse, Best Art Direction, Wardrobe Design, and Best Cinematography. My husband is the director, and you can imagine it's all handiwork, handcraft. I picked the qipao, the Chinese cheongsam. I went around to look for all the accessories, all the props and everything, and put together. And Disney Plus bought our movie, and also, but it was during COVID time, so it was very, very tough because during COVID time we practiced social distance. So that's very hard for us to get full house. So we lost a lot of money, but I don't mind it because I enjoy the whole process. And I show you a little bit of a teaser of the movie.
当年我去那里求签，签诗写着：心比天高，命如纸薄，永不扶正，一世平安。你忽然让我想到“殉情”2个字。那么久，你去哪里了？
他知道有人会动手，也知道何时会发生。
你听，这雷雨交加的，我觉得晚上可能要出事。
他知道这一刻该做些什么，也知道做了后会得到什么。
他不死于我何干？不是干嘛？
So that's our movie. Should I say that? When a few good friends heard that I'm going to do this, they came to help, including people like Xiang Yun, Teh Bin Hui. They say as friendship prize, they came to help, and I was quite thankful that a lot of friends, helped to put this movie together. Learned a lot. Then comes to my next project. So during COVID, I watched a lot of TV programs. And one day when I happened to watch this Tokyo Olympics, and I saw Mario, Doraemon, Hello Kitty came out one by one. I was so touched, and I told my husband, I say, look at the Japanese. They created all these mascots, all these so-called icon, IP, and they can travel all around the world. What happened to Singapore? How come we don't have any mascots, you see? Then my husband told me, don't just keep complaining. Do it yourself. If you're so good, do it yourself. I said, what? You asked me to do it? They said, yeah, you should do one. And then I decided to take up the challenge. The first thing I did was I bought an iPad. Then I downloaded this app called Procreate. I don't know whether you guys are familiar with this, Procreate. Then I started to learn bit by bit through YouTube and asked some friends to teach me. So I created this icon called Fenbao. Fen is my Chinese name, Shaofen. Bao is precious, it's like a darling. So Shaofen's darling, Fenbao. Okay, some of my friends now call me Fenbao's mommy. I said, okay. Yeah. So that's Fenbao. And Fenbao, this is the color, this is the proportion that I came up with. Prior to that, I helped a friend to do this song for Bread Talk. So the proportion, when I do an animation, I think proportion is very important. If the legs are too long, you don't find it cute. If the head is too small, you find it's too real. It's not cute anymore. So it took me quite a while to try out the proportion of Fenbao. So finally, I did this Fenbao. So Fenbao is a 5-year-old young girl, but she has an old soul within, just the reverse of me. I'm an old lady, but I have a very young heart. I still think that I'm very young. Actually, that day I shared with Esther, I said that, how I wish I have the mentality like Alan Tam, Tang Yongling. People ask him, how old are you? He's always saying, I'm 25. Even I think he's in his 70s already, and he still claimed that he's 25. I also wish that I can have a very young heart, young age, 5 years old. Today we are here, all of us are aging already. We are not young anymore. But if your heart is young, you think young, you behave young, and one day you look at the mirror, you think that you are actually very young. So Fenbao is 5 years old with an old soul. And the two antennas allow her to receive the voice, the noise, the sounds, the music of the universe. So when animals talk, she could understand. When plants have their conversations, she could understand. That's Fenbao. And Fenbao's color Pantone is this. And from 2D, I turn it into 3D. So Fenbao's flying. So this is Fenbao. I did the 2D, then I transferred the file to my friends in Taipei. They helped me to turn it to 3D. And after created Fenbao, I decided to create another character. She's Chu Chu, equally pretty, 5-year-old, a little bit vain, but she has a good heart, a very kind heart. If you notice, all of them, everyone has a mole somewhere. And now it's Pineapple Boy. Pineapple Boy is 5-year-old too. He could be a Malay boy, could be an Indian boy, very mathematically inclined. He can count very, very well. Don't ask him to do counting. He's so good when it comes to mathematics. And he's good at rap also. I did this before Taman. Oh, so this is not inspired by Taman. I did it like 3 years ago before Taman ran for his presidential election. And I created a dog called Ken, Atian Ken. Ken loves beautiful things, beautiful girls, always chase the girls in the park. He has a mole too. And B is from the future. B is very meaningful because if you know that you don't love this earth, you don't love our planet, one day all bees will be gone. So B from the future, trying to tell every one of us that please cherish what you have. And B, because B, when he traveled in a time tunnel, he bumped into a robot. So he's a hybrid bee, cyber bee. He's not 100% bee, half robot, half bee. So when you put them together, these are Fenbao and friends. 5 of them. In fact, I created more characters to go with them one by one, but I think because I just launched it, officially I only launched it last year, around June or July. It's less than 1 year old. And I'm quite honored that you guys are here to share my journey because this is quite the beginning of Fenbao's creation. And I wrote a song for this. I wrote the lyrics and the song, and this one is, I have Chinese version, Japanese version, English version. This is the very first piece. ，Thank you. Thank you. And I have the Japanese version, bossa nova version. This is a bossa nova version. We have jazz, we have piano, orchestra piece. In total, we have more than 15 pieces. And you can see that the background is botanic gardens because I really love botanic gardens. During COVID, I spent a lot of time there every day, walking with my husband, and these are all inspired by botanic gardens. And the lady that sang this personal version is a jazz singer from Japan. Happened that during COVID, a lot of singers, they don't have jobs. So when I approached her, she willingly accepted and gave me a very, very good price. And she said, I love your idea, I love the lyrics, I love the song, so let's put things together. So I have this mother's version, I have a kid's version. So in total, we have quite a few. And also engaged the Budapest Orchestra to play our theme song. These are all done during COVID. 70 players. It's very long, so I just put here. This is to prepare for future if we have maybe a musical or whatever, orchestra piece will work very well. And so I prepared all this for the future. Then I also have a TikTok version, It's very long, so I don't play the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Then besides, I also created a lot of nursery rhymes. I always believe that if you want to teach your kids to be familiar with musical notes or familiar with colors, you have to do it when they are very young. Especially, for musical notes, if you learn the classical piano, you'll know the manuscript, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. And in the Western world, if you know manuscript, you don't really talk to the Chinese world, which is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, right? Actually, they are quite similar. The C, D, F, G, A, B, C, and the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, if it's C major, they are the same. So I don't know whether I'm expressing myself well or not. So I feel that if we expose our kids to musical notes when they are young, when they grow older, they might have perfect pitch. And they are familiar with the melody. So when they listen to one melody, they know how to write down the exact notes. And that's how I understand. I mean, right now, if someone read or sing a song, not too complicated, like mi so so so, re so so so, straight away I know it's a la da da la da 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 da. I know that to translate into simple jianpu, do re mi fa so is mi so so so, re so so so. Then you write the manuscript is the same. So my whole purpose of creating all these videos is hope that our kids, they learn all the beautiful things, the right things when they are young. As a proud Singaporean, I always feel that we have done so well in terms of infrastructure, in terms of economic performance. We are always being mentioned in the world map. But when it comes to soft power, I think we still have room for improvement. You look at the Koreans, the K-pop, the K-drama, they have really conquered the whole world. But when it comes to soft power in Singapore, we still have a lot to catch up. So if we could train our kids to love art, to love music, to love all these literature when they are young, I'm sure when they grow up, they'll be inspired to do more. So this is my dream that our Singaporean kids can start since young. So I created this song. I just show you so you know what I mean. this is a famous piece. You know, in Europe, a lot of them use this piece to teach their kids to recognize musical notes. So I use it for this. And also some Chinese nursery rhymes. This song is sung by a Beijing little girl. The previous one was sung by Wuhan 天使合唱团 from China. And orchestra is played by Budapest. It's very long, so I just stop here. So all those, I think 3 pieces were actually chosen by Ministry of Education for this year's primary 3 and 4 for the curriculum to learn Chinese and also to learn music. Of course, I have to go and bid for it, right? So when I tendered the GB, I gave a very low price, make sure that I get it, so that our kids will have a chance to be exposed to my videos. And this is also a good way to promote Fenbao. And besides Sparkle Thought, which is the PAP kindergarten, they'll be using Fenbao to write into their stories for this year SG60, 3 books. And also First Campus, my first school, will be using Fenbao to collaborate with us on some of the merchandising items for the kids and for the teachers. So yeah, I'm very happy about it. And besides, I created my merchandising items. Currently, they are sold at National Gallery. I mean, normally you launch the video first, then you sell your merchandising items later. But I reverse it is because when National Gallery, they came, they saw my merchandising items, they said, you must try to sell at our National Gallery. So we sold there, and thank God now we are, I think in terms of sales, we are like a number 1 or number 2 there after half a year. And these are some of the items. In total, I think we created 28 items. There'll be more to come. And one thing I want to stress is my strength is color combination. As you can see, these 2 booklets, if you look carefully, I put a bit of the Peranakan flowers, feel and touch, but it is not exactly Peranakan aesthetics. I also add in a bit of the chinois. It's the Western way of looking at Chinese art. So it's a chinois combined with Peranakan, and the color combination I tested, I tried, and make sure that they're appealing. So you see the blue, you see the green, they are, there's no white here. It's because white will spoil the whole feel. So I got rid of the white color, but concentrated on a few colors. If you have a chance to see my booklet, you open up, you'll see Fenbao everywhere. And I give all the merchandise a surprise element, like the pouch, the bag. Outside is just a normal pouch, but when you open up, inside is full of Fenbaos. And you can use it as put a twilly, you can use it as an evening bag, or use it as a crossbody if you hook on the strap, or you can use it as a cosmetic pouch. So every item, I give it a little bit of some creative thoughts into all the items. Like the bag that I talk about, and these are pouches. Like this one, only when you carry, then you see Fenbao is actually there. If you just look at it, you don't see Fenbao. And these are the pins. So after this, last year when we were in Shanghai, we had an opportunity to meet up with a group of developers. Then they saw Fenbao, they said, why don't you bring Fenbao show to Shanghai? My dream is to have Fenbao show in Singapore, but I tried to approach a lot of people because not famous yet, nobody cares. But then when we're in Shanghai, the Shanghai team actually offered us an opportunity to use the venue for free. So Fenbao is going to Shanghai this coming month, 19th to 29th of March, 10 days of exhibition in Shanghai. The place is called Columbia Circle. In Chinese, it's called 上升星所. It's where the old Navy club was, and also the Sun Ke 纪念馆, which is Song Yat-sen's son, Sun Ke 纪念馆. And they say it's the most hip place in Shanghai now after Xintiandi. So you see a lot of influencers, the KOL, KOC go there to 打卡. You know what is 打卡, right? They just show Instagram, their 小红书, you know, 抖音, then they'll be featured in their own social media. So Fenbao decided to go to China. So I talk about the Fenbao's origins. Fenbao and Friends is the brainchild of Singapore-born creative, and that's me, artist Lim Sau Hoong, and artist Lim Sau Hoong, who has the passion to create a Singaporean icon that is globally recognized. That's my dream. One day Fenbao can travel from Singapore to many countries. Fenbao and Friends are the new generation's BFFs and guides as they find their way in an increasingly complex world as the first AI native generations dealing with topics like technology, sustainability, empathy, and compassion. Fenbao and Friends embody Singapore's core values: inclusiveness, innovation, and imagination. And seeing the world through Fenbao's eyes, finding magic where nature meets technology, having a passion for preserving and sustaining nature, and sharing kindness across all forms of connection. So these are the friends. Fenbao and Friends are a cast of lovable and relatable characters that each has their own unique personality and charm. Each character serves to bring out positive characteristics like intelligence, creativity, joy, kindness, and the love for nature. As I mentioned, like Pineapple is a very smart boy, you know, very clever. So, and Fenbao has the wisdom of an old person. So she has the wisdom, she's intelligent. And Choo-Choo is always the vain girl. She knows how to appreciate beautiful things in life. And all of them are kind, they're lovable, and they love nature. And with a pure heart, Fenbao shares a genuine connection with all living things. She finds happiness in nature and believes in nurturing it while showing love to others, inspiring us to embrace the world around us with the innocence and wonder of a child. And we talk about sustainability, environment protection. And when men live in harmony with nature, true understanding emerges. We can see the world authentically. I think a lot of us have lost our the so-called, in Chinese you call it 初心, you know, your authentic heart deep inside. So Fenbao is talking about this. And Fenbao's love for recycling and the environment shows that she's both a friend of nature and its active protector. Her story inspires people to think about how they can practice environmental preservation in their daily lives. So this is what we have done, and a bit about myself. So here comes the show. When you go to the place, the place is huge. It's a little bit like our HDB void deck kind of size. I cannot remember exactly how big, but it's maybe 6-7 times here. And you go in, so you just do your QR code and you enter. The QR code will allow me to collect the data. And there'll be you call it augmented reality, the AR, that you do your QR code and you can see Fenbao coming out to say hello, to perform. It's over this side. And we have this. This voice is done by an audience here. Irene, she's the one that volunteered to do the Fenbao voice. Anyway, you go in, and we have a projection walls, and it will be like 4K quality. You have like the ambient sound, and you see the visual keep changing. The technology is very immersion. And then you see Fenbao hiding, sometimes will come out, hello, you know. Go there and experience it. That's the LED projection wall that we have. Then we have sculptures and art printings. We have done 22 sculptures already being made in China right now. They are quite tall, about this size. So you see Fenbao different expressions. They fly, and she got boxed by people. Fenbao is not always a successful story. Sometimes she gets bullied as well. Then you have Fenbao Wow, and cheerleader, little flower, big mouth, 22 of them. And that's the size. Then I started painting Fenbaos since like 2.5 years ago. I've done about 700 paintings. Every day, every night, I started painting since 2.5 years ago. So in total, we are going to feature about close to 200 pieces there, the prints, and also the acrylic and oil paintings, about 16 of them. And then we have a beanbag projection room for kids. So parents and kids just go there. The videos that you saw is just a tip of the iceberg. We have a lot of videos. And you'll be seeing that Fenbao videos being played throughout for at least half an hour. So kids can just lie down there on the beanbags, and together with their parents, they can enjoy the video. They can sing along like a karaoke. And the next most important part, and that very close to Esther here, is the educational zone. We have created 10, so far we have created 16 videos, but will be 10 videos being featured there, all about sustainability and environmental protection. Every video is about 45 seconds to 3 minutes. And I'll show you some of the ideas later. 10 of them. And then we have merchandise booth. Of course, entry fee is free of charge, but then we have to take back some of our costs. So far, I can tell you we cannot make back the money, but it's okay. It's, the merchandise booth hopefully can sell some of the prints. And also my artwork. And you know that blind box is very in now, so we have figurines too. We have created about 12 different figurines for Fenbao, all different facial expressions, different style, about this size. So you don't know what you're going to get. So when you open up, they say, wow, this one is a flying, this one is with the dog. So this will be the merchandise booth. And besides, we have this 打卡墙, the exterior walls that is called trending spots walls for the influencers, for the KOL, KOC go there and take pictures and feature in the social media. This will be the space that we have like all the lightings and for them, all prepared for them. And we also created quite a lot of souvenirs. The magnets, fridge magnets. I'm a proud Singaporean. I want people to know that it's born in Singapore. So our magnets is all about born in Singapore, born in Singapore, born in Singapore. And a special one is help save our ocean. I like this one is because the color is beautiful. Then we have coins. You know, in China, the so-called hipsters, they like to collect coins. So we have made all these coins for them to collect as well. And we have activities. So, you know, they like to get a stamp, and then they go to another room, they collect another stamp. So this will be the stamp collection. Then you have stickers, and then you have treasure hunt. So these are all the activities. And we have recycling games as well, like, you know, you throw away your rubbish, your maybe your used water bottles or whatever. They'll tell you that exactly how many years it takes to get rid of this. You know, so it's very educational, very inspiring. So why am I doing this? I think what I want to achieve here is generate strong support for a Singapore-created brand, and kickstart Fenbao's journey into a timeless Singaporean icon, raise awareness and support for sustainability, emphasize the importance of values like kindness and compassion. These are the things that I want to do. So just now when we talk about the sustainability videos, I just quickly just go through with you. Like one of them is like a Fenbao's conversation with the animals. It's a little bit humorous, and the dialogue between Fenbao and some of the animals. And in the end, of course, Fenbao is not 100% human. Fenbao will fly with the eagle to find out more about the whole environment. The whole idea is action starts now. This is one of the videos. This is the script. Then another one is a little bit more philosophical, which is Fenbao's reflection by the creek. It's Fenbao's conversation with bee, and also looking at the fish. She's inspired to talk about the concept of time and how time can change a lot of things. And I don't want to go through the whole story, but net is about the core values is Fenbao's pondering combined with Bee Nini's messages from the future. And it says, every small action can make a big difference. And the other one is Fenbao and the squirrel. This one is talking about actually cooperation is very important. You know, I'm a nature lover, but then sometimes when some of the animals, they can get a little bit aggressive. My house, I have 4 big trees, and they are about 100 years. A lot of squirrels, a lot of snakes, you know. My MP is Christopher D'Souza. Every time when there's a snake, my dad say, call that Christopher, ask him to come and catch snakes. I say, Papa, don't do such thing. It's quite cruel to the MP. He say, that's MP4, you know, help us to catch snakes. I say, no. But anyway, when I first saw a lot of snakes at my place, and I told my dad, I say, all these squirrels, snakes, birds, they are getting a bit too much already. But my dad told me, he said, no, you have to think the other way. They are the original citizens there. We are the one that invade into the world, you know. So if you change your mindset, you think differently, then you realize that nature and human actually can live in harmony. That's how I learned from this whole thing. So this script is about squirrel and the Fenbao, the conversation. Squirrel tried to keep a lot of food, and Fenbao said, don't worry, you know, I will help you to maintain your environment. So the whole story is about 合作让一切变得更美好, meaning collaboration, cooperation is very important. It makes life even better. And the last one that I'm going to show is the polar bear's hope. I think Esther loves this one. You know that if we don't look after our planet, one day it will become a very, very serious problem. It's not just going to destroy the world, but also the food chain will be affected. Everything will be affected. So mommy polar bear and baby polar bear had this conversation. They are worried. And Fenbao played the role of an ambassador that protect the future of the Arctic, starting with you and me. So the twist of the whole story is when you see Fenbao say, let's go to another South Pole. The penguins are there. Do you know that penguins and polar bears, they don't have a chance to meet each other in their whole entire life. So this story is a little bit whimsical, showing that Fenbao actually can put them together. So these are the stories, and you know, SOS from the top view. So that's about all. And okay, that's my show. And also every year, all my friends know that I always send them videos on Fenbao. I was very inspired by Charlie Brown, Snoopy. You know, 1964, when they started to do this classic all-land sign, should all acquaintance be forgot, and then send out. It's 61 years ago, and the songs are still being, the video is still being circulated. Then I asked, why in Singapore or in this Asian, this part of the world, we don't have any songs that can circulate, can be spread to everyone. So I created 恭喜恭喜, Chinese song. But before that, I show you this Christmas, I actually sent out this video, Fenbao with friends.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's all listening once again.
So last year I sent this out. Then I also sent the Chinese New Year song, 恭喜恭喜. 恭喜恭喜 is actually a very sad song to begin with because that was during the war time in China. They created this song. So the key signature is actually minor, very sad. So I turned it to more positive, which is a jazz form in major. And I just show you, this one is a low budget production, by the way. That's all. So, okay, that's all I want to share with you, and yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sau Hoong. Can I invite you to take your seat here for the next part of the program? And she'll be joined by Ms. Esther An, CDL's Chief Sustainability Officer.
Hello everyone. I'm sure you are like in a dream like me, right? Her world is so colorful and so happy and all that, right? Actually, we had a very long friendship, right?
Yes.
For like 20 over years
More
ago.
than 20 years.
And then I was also from advertising, branding and all that. And then when she started 10 a.m. and I was like, hey, we should connect. Can I borrow the calendar?
Yes.
Yeah. And in fact, those who know CDL well, we've been producing, a corporate calendar since 1998. Every year, the theme is actually we love nature. So the first 3 years, I've been going around to look for interesting themes and all that. Then the 4th year, I was running out of subject, Then my actually former boss, my late boss, Mr. Kwat Ling Chu, showed me some photo of lotus and dragonfly. Then I said, oh, who took this? Very nice, And then he was very shy. He would say, actually, I took it, Then I was like, hey, why are you shy? Just give me, go and take some more, So he showed me about 7 or 8. I said, okay, I need 12. There are 12 months in a year. Boss, go out and take photo. Then after that, and I was like, hey, who should be the one to produce and design this? So I thought of Sau Hoong, and this was done in 2001. This is our first collaboration, and very beautiful, very zen. And this is a very precious copy that we have. And since then, we have produced about 20 until my late boss passed on in 2015. And it became a collectible items. Everybody loved it, and we have been advocating. We love our planet, and we have shown sky, water, dragonfly, and everything in nature. So really happy that we reconnected.
Yes.
And in fact, I can't remember. I was like, she's been sending a lot of nice emoji, and I was like, wow, this cute little, chubby face is so cute, Her emoji never have sad faces, always high five, sleepy, good morning. I was like, wow, this person is so happy while I'm so stressed out in the corporate life, right? So end up we connected, and I went to her office, home office. And it's beautiful. Now I would just invite myself to go to her office, and which is very sustainable. Most of the material, interior design and all that are made from sustainable materials, wood and all that. And she really walked the talk. And now, actually, today's theme is not as happy as it should be, but I think she made retirement so colorful, so full of lovely ideas, and the color that you look at it, I never get tired of it. In fact, I love the video. Even the first time I heard the melody, you can almost hum it, right? You can almost like, oh, what a happy life, So now I'm not so scared of retirement anymore. But I want to ask one question at Sau Hoong. You've been really, a lot of people may not have the talent of writing song, producing movie, and doing painting and all that, right? So if I'm ordinary person, how would you advise me that, when do I should start of thinking of a plan retirement? I remember one conversation you told me, it started when you're 40. So maybe you want to share how you want to give tips to people who can't draw, who can't sing, who can't dance.
I think as a creative person, you always have this sense of insecurity. You're always afraid that one day you cannot create anymore, you run out of creative ideas. So this sense of insecurity actually pushes me to try harder, strive harder. I think if you are a genuine creative person, you never stop there, you never rest on your laurels, you keep trying. So when I started my agency, I was in my 30s. Then one day I asked myself, if I carry on my life like this, am I going to be happy? Okay, in terms of hobbies, interests, I know definitely I will not stop creating things. But then in terms of a career or corporate life, I might have to put a stop somewhere. So since young, maybe at the age of 30 plus to 40, I started thinking of retirement. And a few things came into my mind. Number one is financial stability. Do you think, I asked myself, can I retire anytime now? During when I was in my 30s, my answer was no. I have to work at least for another couple of years. This is one. Two, psychologically, are you prepared to retire at this age? No. I said maybe I have to work for another 10 years or more. And then emotionally, can you live your corporate life? Especially in advertising, everyone is so vain. You always receive awards. You go up there, you're the limelight of everything. Then, can you leave all these limelight and just be yourself and be a retiree? And all this you have to think carefully. So these are the things that you ask me. Since 35, 36, or maybe to about 40, I started to think a lot. Then I started to ask myself, after I retire, what am I going to do? Can I just play and eat and go out with my Thai friends every day, high tea? No, that's not the lifestyle that I want. Then I started to do soul searching. What are the things that I'm good at? I know I love music, I love playing the piano, I love to paint, I love to do illustrations, I love to read. Then why don't I start having all these good hobbies since young? I think for every one of us, you don't have to be super talented to lead a colorful life. You can do a lot of things. Like one of my friends, she's very good at cooking. So she started doing cooking, and then she likes to do bento. The bento? Well, she decorate all her bento and then put on social media. And now she has like, don't know how many thousands or hundreds of followers, and she enjoys it. And her life becomes so colorful, so interesting. And I asked her, she said, I'm so inspired to create new things for my bento set every day. She started to have this hobby when she made bento for her two girls to go to primary school. And it became a hobby and became an interest later on. So you don't have to be like good at music or art or literature or whatever. As long as you like something and you enjoy it.
Well, yeah, we can see that you really walk your life and walk your talk. And I have one question that I wanted to ask you. We have quite a few meetings after we first connected, and I said I need to feature you and my Women for Green Network. And every time I see you, you're always in black. But your production is always full of color. And I also wanted to know why, is there a special reason?
A couple of reasons. Okay, I'm always in black. A lot of my friends all know. Not because I did the Nipa Hema commercial with George Lam. No, it's because it makes me slimmer. and also, I don't have to think, I just go to my wardrobe, grab something, and wear it. If I have to spend time thinking of how to dress up every day, I think it's very time consuming, and I don't like it. So this is why I always in black. And once I found a a cutting that suits me, I just repeat. I went to the same tailor, asked my tailor to make 10 skirts exactly the same material. Everyone knows I'm very boring when it comes to dressing. And the t-shirt, I made it for my Fenbao, as you can see. And I found this Prada cut, which is very nice. So I got it from my supplier to do the Prada cut. Then I look at the Asian's body structure. I feel that most of the t-shirts are too long. So I trim it shorter. And also the sleeves, I got it to pin down a little bit so that it's tighter. It looks quite slim on everyone. That's how I started doing this black. But prior to Fenbao, I only wore black color. And even when my little boy, when he was in kindergarten, there was once that we have an event that I have to wear other colors. Then my son, my little boy, came to me, asked me, "Mommy, how come you're not wearing uniform today?" So he thinks that black is my uniform. But anyway, I love black, but I love colors. Colors is also my strength. In my world, when I close my eyes, I see colors. I don't know whether you believe in seeing colors in dreams. I think my dreams are all very colorful, not black and white. So I just love colors. And when I play the piano, I could imagine colors. And I spent a lot of time painting. And my biggest happiness is when I got the right colors. Like, the very first piece that I painted, I tried to make it a little bit Paranakan, the green and all the flowers. I keep trying out different colors, and I just had fun during the whole journey, during the whole process. So all black, but my world is colorful.
The more colorful thing is on her headband. She has, this is her signature. But Sau Hoong, I think you have a really happy life from what I have, I understood. Was there any challenging moments that you could recall? Because, life has up and down.
Yes.
I don't believe that you always have,
Yes.
Life is not bed of roses,
Yes.
right? Even a few weeks ago, I saw her in this bandage, and she's gone through some surgery.
Yes.
And she was still smiling and happily, I'm fine. I was like, oh my God, this girl never cried before in her life or what? So tell us something, that what was the most challenging moment that you have that really, have an impact on your life?
Yeah, I think I have a lot of setbacks, throughout my years in advertising and my whole entire life. My loved ones, like my dad, my mom, passed away. Those were, even my brother passed away at a very young age. They are all difficult times for me. But then I have a very positive attitude. I always tell myself that move on, you cannot just sit there and cry, moan and cry is not the right attitude. Just move on. And I like to do soul searching every day. I'm a Christian, so every time before I sleep, I pray. I ask myself, what have I done wrong today? Have I offended anyone? Have I hurt anyone? Whether I'm doing the right thing today? Am I being greedy? Am I being evil? Am I being malicious today? Then my heart, I have to keep my heart pure. And I don't like to hold grudges as well. People offended me or said something wrong or bad to me. I get angry maybe for less than 1 hour. After that, I just move on. I've never hold grudges for more than 2 days. Frankly speaking, never. I just say that, heck, I love the song, Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Just let it go, and move on. Life is not a bed of roses. Definitely you face a lot of challenges, difficulties, but it's also not sad all the time. And if you think positively, actually you can change a lot of things. You can change your fate, you can change your lifestyle, you can change your attitude towards people and towards everything.
I have the privilege to ask a couple more questions and prepare yours also. Afterwards, we can have a little conversation. Just now, I was very happy to hear that you say you were producing something for MOE.
Yes.
And in fact, when I first started the sustainability journey almost 20 years ago, you know, we have this program called corporate and school program under NEA. But after a few years, it was terminated.
Yes.
So I was like, why? I thought it's a very good program, So I've been pushing for sustainability education for quite some year. And, but I was actually, sometimes the feedback is like, oh, no, the teachers are very busy already, very busy, so they have no time to talk about, sustainability. That was quite some years back. But now the government is really pushing hard on sustainability, climate actions and all that. So I can really see the change. And in fact, just 2 weeks ago, I have a Zoom call with NIE. Those are the student teachers that they're graduating.
Yes.
514 of them sign up on the Zoom call to hear about our CDL journey of how do we embrace sustainability. So times are really changing. And what do you really, envision that your production, just now you say you bid for very low price, but actually I'm sure the quality of the video are very good. What would you see as success, when you partner with MOE to run this program?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I tried very hard. I approached so many people, whoever I could think of, asked them to help and try. I even offered free, say, just use it, I mean, if you look at the quality of my production, you know that I've invested a lot. It's all self-funded, so it's quite painful. But I mean, at this age of my life, I just want to do something that I enjoy and something that I can feel proud of, and I can one day tell my granddaughter, your Nai has done something good for Singapore, good for society. So if you ask me, to approach, especially the government people, it's always very challenging. Red tapes and layers and layers, I'm sure you know. And sometimes they say, oh, we need 3 coats, right? And the only thing I could do is I give the cheapest. But then when I saw the results, we are not the cheapest. Someone even bid 200 less than me. So I got it, not because I'm the cheapest. I feel proud. And but anyway, I hope that it can be successful is when more and more people know about what I'm doing, and to be honest, it's not just me alone. I have a small core team. My directors, one of them is here. My good friends, a lot of them are here. They share the journey with me. They be part of the whole journey. I don't feel lonely. So I told all of them, I said that I don't care what's going to be the outcome, but let's enjoy the journey. Our friendship is the most important, and we'll do something good, and definitely we'll be there one day. So you ask me, I'm still trying very hard, struggling, but maybe one day I will see the success.
Well, you are already seeing it, right? I mean, you're making a name in not just Taiwan or even China now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that in Singapore, you are also playing a part for the SG 60 celebration.
It's for
Am I right?
Yes, the kids.
Yeah.
In
So,
fact, the merchandising items will be sold at, they are selling now in Taipei, Huashan, Wenchuangyuan. The place is called 未来市. And also in Shanghai 自然博物馆, which is a natural history museum, Wuhan and Zhejiang, just started this month. And Taiwan started in like a few months ago, progressing very slowly, gradually, but positively.
So Fenbao is going places. Huh?
Hopefully.
So the first time I met her, when I saw Fenbao, I was like, wow, this Fenbao mama is very good, doing, I mean, anything to do with sustainability, you know me, right? Those who know me, I was like, yes,
She's
I'll
the
do it.
ambassador.
So immediately I can link it like art and nature and people and animals and biodiversity.
Yes.
All can really live in harmony.
Yes.
And of course, in the corporate world, when we first started, 30 years ago, people always call me crazy, right? So, so now finally people see that, oh yeah, we really need to work with
Yes.
nature and, embrace nature in the way we live, work, and play. So this is actually my own ethos.
Yes.
So I see a lot of, similar traits that we have. But of course, I cannot write, I cannot draw like her, you see. So, so we have to do the corporate, way that we do a lot of reporting and all that. So, but I think we all actually, now I would also, I'm not a government spokesman, but I really appreciate what governments have actually partners with private sector.
Yes.
What you are here, this particular academy was a partnership with 6 governments support. URA, NEA, Ministry of Sustainability and Environment, and BCA, and it is and also NPark and all. And it's a net zero building. If you, for those who may not know, allow me to just do a little bit of advertising. This is a rent-free space that we built and opened in 2017 June. And just now my colleague already said that we actually hosted 1,200 events and training courses. Behind the curtain there actually is the office of Sustainable Energy Association Singapore, NGO. We don't charge them rental. This is purely like our CSR. We don't charge $1. And in fact, some event we always support the refreshments and and the opposite, the annex was open last year because the queue to use this space was so long that we couldn't meet the demand. And so long as you are an NGO for non-profit, you come here to promote climate action or any one of the sustainable development goals, we are happy to look at it and support you. And the other one was opened last July by DPM Heng Swee Kiat. It's called SSA Annex. SSA is a Singapore Sustainability Academy. So it is actually the Office for Global Compact Network Singapore. So we believe in building the critical mass. Just you and I alone will not be able to save the world. So the more people, the better it is. And this humble space, net zero, and also a lot of materials that you see here are actually highly sustainable from Nature Park, certified by Nature Park Code from the most sustainable forest. So we all do a lot of technicality, to make sure that this place is as sustainable as possible. And the rooftop are all covered with solar panel. And since we opened, it has been maintaining as net zero. That means we generate enough energy, solar energy, to cover what we use. So this is something we are proud of. We don't just tell people that, oh, you have to build green, you have to achieve net zero. Then people ask, what is net zero? So actually, this is something we can, touch and feel and demonstrate that net zero is possible. So, well, now I think I should invite some question. I'm sure there's a lot of people want to ask questions. Anyone want to start the ball rolling? Very hard to get her, she's flying off next week already. Yeah, any question? Yes. You want to introduce yourself, or do I know you, my dear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nikita, and I work for OLAM. I look after the sustainability team. And thanks for inviting me, and very happy to meet Esther again. She's always very inspirational. Very happy to have heard you. My question is, do you ever face like a designer's block, like how writers face a block? And if you do, then what do you do to come up with designs or have that inspiration and motivation for you?
Thank you. This question is a typical creative question that you have mental block when it comes to coming out with ideas. I have it very frequently, in fact, all the time. And normally I try not to force myself to crack something immediately. I'll take a break, I go and watch something, I go and walk around, I go and have some nice food to pamper myself. And sometimes the inspiration just straight away came, and as and when, sometimes you don't know. And I have this habit of keeping a small little booklet in my bag. So when I see something that I think is inspiring, either it's a visual inspiration or just a language, a slogan, a line, or a joke, I keep it I just, nowadays that you have a handphone, normally I just take a picture of it, or I just write something on it, and I keep it. And you won't know, one day when you need an idea, it just straight away come out. And that's how I solve this mental block problem. Yeah.
Wonderful. Any other question? Yes.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Waste to Wear. I just wanted, that was really interesting and inspiring.
Thank
you
you.
for sharing. And just wanted to check with you, are your merchandising made from like sustainable materials as well?
Sad to say, not all, some. Because the cost is very, very high. The past 1 year, I've been visiting a lot of factories in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Singapore, and Malaysia, and China. I just came back from China. It's so hard to get sustainable materials for all products. We try our very best, but sometimes it's just maybe because of the cost. But I'm sure very soon this problem will be solved if our volume is bigger, is huge. Because normally I ask for like 500 pieces, then they just laugh at me. Because you know, Pop Mart, the Labubu and all this, I went to the same factory. I asked for a basic, they asked me, how many pieces you want to order? I say 500. They just laughed. They say, sorry, here the order is 500,000 at least. I say, no, there's no way I can sell this in Singapore. And, you know, and the cost is very, very high.
So I'd love to work with you. I'll introduce you to my team in China. So we do work with artists like yourself, and you know, we usually don't take the small orders, but you know, if we find a meaningful thing, we will.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jamie did wonderful work. We work with her for some recycled material for bags and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is the beauty of SSA here.
Yes.
We connect people. Yeah, and then we really want to
Yeah.
like make friends here, and we can create and innovate for a better world together. So any other question? I'm mindful that some of you, okay. Elaine first? Yeah. Okay, Elaine is a dear friend who's actually now based in Tokyo. I'm sure she's the only one who understands the song, right? Just not the Japanese song.
Yeah, so my name is Elaine. I'm a Singaporean, but right now taking Master in Sustainability at United Nations University.
Wow.
I think one thing maybe you could consider, I think it's quite commendable that we are promoting children education because a lot of behavior starts young. In Japan, as an example, you'll find that a lot of people wanted to talk about SDG goals on sustainability. They make it into storybooks.
Yes.
And the storybooks are not just for children, but for anyone. But the cartoons and the story is not just for young. They are actually data point. So my suggestion is, well, it's good to have music and everything, love nature. But at the end of the day, climate change has material, quantifiable impact. So my suggestion, if you don't mind, is to plan some of these measurable, like if you use the window a lot more, less air conditioned, you save 20 cents a day or something, because at the end of the day, it is quantifiable impact that people remember. So just food for thought. So do some homework in Japan, which they have advanced a lot of sustainable things, that the storybooks actually talk about, human population, there are 8 billion in the world. But guess what? More than 40% of them do not even have food and all. So Singapore is a very fortunate city. So a lot of children do not feel the impact and the pain. And I think it's good to flush this out. So just a thought.
Very good suggestion. Thank you so much. I really will look seriously into it because this will be very useful.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I will graduate next year, so if you come to Tokyo, look me up.
Yes, definitely.
I will connect you both.
Yes.
And then here comes a question from a very experienced educator.
Hello, I'm Fuzia, member of Climate Action History Alliance. I'm in the company of two very inspiring women. I feel so small. I was listening to your story. It's really amazing, and thank you for creating a Singapore icon. Initially, I was wondering, and I was going to ask you a question, why did you dress her in black? But now that you're seated there, and I'm looking at her behind you, I see a 5-year-old version of you, complete with the hairband.
Yes.
So are you going to make her relive your childhood, so to speak? And then I was going to actually make a suggestion that already came up. I was thinking of your entry into education, and you know, in kindergartens and preschools, we use big books
Yes.
for teaching
Yes.
language, and we in schools we now have it in 4 languages,
Yes.
in the mother tongue languages, and we all use big books for shared
Yes.
reading. So I was wondering if she could become a character in those big books, and we follow her adventure doing different
Yeah.
things.
How
Tying
Hong,
up
right?
with this
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it should be
And
a
there
chapter.
will be a definite market for it.
Yes.
And we are trying to promote the local context in our free schools, especially MOE kindergartens. So if you could create stories and adventures for her in a local setting in
Yes.
Singapore, that would be great.
I think that is a really fantastic suggestion. In fact, I'm actually talking to PCF and Sparklethought. For this year's coming SG60, they are going to incorporate Fenbao and Friends into 3 of their storybooks. They give away this big box of goodies to the kids. Inside there'll be a book, a storybook, together with some toys, some educational toys. And they decided to write Fenbao into the story. I think one of them is about Fenbao going into a pandan leaf garden, and also some good herbs, bad herbs, or whatever. And they shared the outline of the stories with me already. I think it's very, very inspiring. And your suggestion of this big book, I did spend some time talking to some of them, and I'm still waiting for people to help me to write the story. Not just because I've written 16 stories, but I don't think they are good enough. I'm hoping, because I don't speak the language of a child. I mean, right now I have a 14-year-old granddaughter. Then I realized that you have to keep repeating things. When I wrote those books, it was before Eve came, and I think they are too adult, my books. So I have to fine-tune them. But I'm looking forward to some collaborations with the people that are involved in this, the kids' education. Yeah.
For those who are keen on education, just give you a little bit of preview of, actually next Monday, we are going to open the Eco Train. Some of you may have received the invitation already. Eco Train is actually recycled or upcycle carriage from donated by SMRT from the decommissioned train, almost 30-meter long, and we have actually retrofitted it into a classroom, exhibition, interactive workshop space, and it's going to be unveiled next Monday. After that, it will be open to public, but it is targeting at children from 4 years old. It's easier to shape the mindset of a 4 years old than a 40 years old. So that is what we are trying to do as a private sector. And those friends who know me, I'm always dreaming. I don't dream color, but I dream of crazy idea. And I think for people like us, we need to be, sustainable also. When I'm stressed out, like mental block, I always like to go to Botanic Garden. That's why we have someone, the so-called me time, that you really need it yourself. And some of my interesting concepts are always, actually when I walk in the park or now that I say, hey, I can do something like that. And when SMRT offers the train 2 years ago, I have no idea what it's going to be. I just say that, yes, I want, yeah. But it's like, yes, you want, what are you going to do with it? So, and then of course, we need to actually go through a lot of hurdles. First, we need to find a space that can accommodate this. So we have a garden downstairs facing the City Square Mall. It doesn't belong to CDL, but we undertake to manage it. It belongs to National Park Boards. So we talk to them, can we have the space? And one hurdle say, yes, you can have it, but what are you going to do with it? Then we have to also apply, BCA permit, URA permit, and how we're going to use it, and all sort of permit. And finally, we got it through, and all the government agencies are very supportive. So long as you present a story, a real good concept, they are very supportive. And Monday again, it is going to open, and there will be something about nature-based solutions. Just keep this as a surprise. So watch the news on Tuesday. And I think I have another friend at the back, Posh, who's actually running the Silver Ribbon, mental wellness. Posh?
Thank you, Esther. First of all, I must thank Esther. I love this presentation. I love this event. So I'm Porsche, a psychologist. So I've been appointed as the WHO temporary advisor last July. And in Silver Ribbon, our board has actually launched the Global Mental Health Project involving 22 countries. And when I watch your clip, first of all, I introduce myself. 我是你的小粉丝 because I love the 鱼肝油 the fish motion and I love the advertisement. We always tease each other wherever we can fit into the picture and we start singing that song. Chen Chan, Chen Chan. I really love it. The Guinness stuff, you know, we always make fun of that. So you left an impact in us as we grow up. You know, you are very important in our life as we grow up. And I never imagined I will meet up with you. So when I was listening to you, I was drafting the caption and Esther, thank you so much.
You are most welcome.
So the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that what I see was like sustainability plus wellness. And Ms. Lim, that is like right now, according to the studies, there's many youth who are experiencing high level of stress, and some of them will tell us that I'm not happy. But when I watch this clip, it's like, I can feel the happiness, and we got to think of different ways to reach out to the youth. I'm not sure whether you are willing to work with us. Then we can do it through the Global Mental Health Project as Global Alliance for Mental Health Advocate involving 22 countries. Please consider us. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think mental health is so important. You know, kids nowadays, they are facing a lot of stress, a lot of problems, especially these AI native generations. I think that day I just read about Meta going to get rid of like 4,000 employees, and DBS also getting rid of people. You know, a lot of people be laid off. A lot of young people are forced to retire earlier, which is quite scary. I mean, my generation, we are born in the 60s. We are very fortunate. We don't have to go through all these. But then I look at my kids' generation and I look at my granddaughter's generation. I say, oh my goodness me, they are going to face a lot of challenges, stress and competitions. How are they going to face their future? And mental health is so important. Not just physical health, but mental health. And I'm sure that's one of the visions that I have, the calling that I want to spread happiness, kindness. And I believe that if you have a strong heart, a very positive attitude towards life, you can face life more positively, and it makes things much easier. So I'm willing to work with you. Thank you so much.
Well, another collaboration. Actually, Porsche was very fast. She hosted the first IWD, International Women's Day event last Saturday, right? Was it? Yeah, you make me work on Saturday. Yeah, so we have a very good panel, 7 of us, with the radio DJ, Michelle Martin, and Eunice Austin, and quite a lot of women, you know, and we talk about how to maintain, you know, mental well-being and all that. I think our world is too complex. We have eco-anxiety, we have exam anxiety, we also have retirement anxiety. And I think what we need to do, we really need to unpack it and try to find, you know, positivity and energy to really overcome it. Yeah, one door closed, the other door will open. So just stay positive. And I'm afraid that now it's almost 7 o'clock already, and we all have a very happy time with listening to Sau Hoong's story and also her wonderful creative production. So if it is on the website, right? Actually, listen to the video and the song. It will make you really happy and productive. And last but not least, once again, happy International Women's Day. And actually, every day is a Women's Day, yes. And I also want to compliment the guys here. 1, 2, 3, 3 guys. Yes. Very brave. Thank you so much. Knowing this is a women event. Yeah, so stay put. Let's see how we can take a group picture together. How about that? Yeah.
Thank you, Esther and Sau Hoong.